Guess what we're talking about today. This is very important to a lot of people, and we're bringing it to the table today. We're talking about how it feels to be the only one that looks like you in the room.
Woo! Welcome to Real Talk with
Haifa
and Glo. You effortlessly put this together, and I'm like, I have to try to look decent next to Haifa.
You look amazing, honestly. If my name was Glo and I had your hair, like there's nothing else I need in my life.
When was the last time you were the only one, and you can choose a label? You can, yeah. When was that?
Today, with you and Vicky. I'm the only one from Arabia. Always. Habibi, always I'm the only one. Arabic. Wallah. When was the last time you were the only one?
I would say on the flight, the first use. Well, because I can use two. I can say, because my parents are Nigerian, so
Yeah.
I'm 100% Nigerian blood, but black as well. So
Beautiful.
it's like, I feel like there are situations where I might not be the only black person, but I'm the only African American, if that makes sense. And so there's Black American culture, then there's African American culture.
Yeah.
Two completely different identities.
Teach us.
But because we have the same skin color, we're often like grouped together, like, ooh, monolithic, you know, they're all the same. I would say the last actual situation where I was the only black person in general was on my flight, flying first class. And you can like use miles to fly first class. No, I was gonna say,
or you can earn it. Like you can say, I can afford it. Like you don't have to say, because it's miles, I got there. It's because of my hard work, because I'm smart.
Because I can afford it. But I also, I don't want people to think that I wait, because people look at first class tickets as a waste of money. Not all of my first class tickets are. You can pay for them with miles. So I think a lot of times I am the only black person in first class. And I was telling Haifa that sometimes the flight attendants, like boarding first class, and I'll come up, oh no, sorry, just first class. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, that is, you know, and I had to give them my ticket, and I'm like, you don't do that for the old white men.
Yeah.
And it's a very, first of all, it feels like rejection in the moment, because I'm like, you don't think I'm worthy? You don't think I can afford this? You don't think I deserve to be in this class? So you internalize the rejection sometimes.
Ouch.
But because it happens so frequently, you have to learn to like not always be triggered by it. Because if you are, you will just be a mad person, and you'll never want to leave your home, because everything will upset you. Like even in my building, like I have some white neighbors, and like, good morning, sir. They'll just like look at me and keep walking. I know, but it's so blatant sometimes.
But how can they do that?
Well, because they just like, well, I don't know you. I don't care to say hi back to you. I don't look at you as a person. Why are you saying hi? Like so many reasons. Yeah, but what about you? How do you deal with it? When's the last time you got really upset by maybe the way you were singled out, or the way you were treated? Maybe you weren't represented well, and like you just felt awkward.
First of all, Glo, thank you so much for sharing your experience. This is like really deep, everything you just shared of what happens in the plane. Like I honor what you go through. I honor that every day feels just maybe a little bit heavier for you. You need to be sometimes extra here, extra there to compensate, and this is where also I relate. So for me, guys, it's crazy. You know, I'm Arab. I put myself in situations where I actually enjoy being with people that don't look like me, because I just have so much passion to represent, and I love cultures, and I'm like, here's Arabia, yalla, let's learn together. Yalla, khalas, this, I teach a few Arabic words. I like to wear outfits that have Arabic calligraphy on them. So I go with so much passion and color and expression that I feel like it doesn't even allow space for racism or dislike or discomfort. Really, that's been my recipe of traveling 7 years around the world. So much joy, so much passion that no one can even think of letting another energy come there.
Wow.
So I had very few moments of, is it because I'm this or that? However, I have like a big thing that I want to share, an experience that was like a mind opener for me. But a lot of times, like, you know, me and you, we were just at the mastermind here in Napa, and I'm the only Arab. I connect with people who are different sometimes more than people who are similar, just because my mind is very different. I feel like in some situations it just gets a bit tiring because I have to try too much. Like this recipe that I told you sometimes is like, I have to be extra sweet, extra cool, extra representative, extra fashionable, you know?
I feel like you are always representing Arab people. all the time? Or do you feel like you only represent yourself?
So that's a very good question. Before, I used to feel that yes, I'm definitely always representing, like I had the flag. But this past year, I made a conscious decision that I'm not gonna be very loyal to one representation or identity, because what if that identity hurts me, or the people from that identity hurts me? So then I'm like, my identity is related to God, and my mother, other than my biological mother, is Mother Earth, and I belong to all the earth. But I have this spice that I tried that I will share with you.
I like that.
What about you?
When you said overcompensating, I'm like, yes. Anytime like I greet someone, I feel like I have to be a little bit happier, because there's this angry black woman that, like, it's a cliche, but it's like all black women are angry. Yeah. And so I feel like I have to smile, even if I'm tired, even if I'm actually mad. I smile anyway if I'm in public, just because, like, oh, are they judging me if I'm not smiling? The like, oh, good morning, hi, how's it? You know, I feel like I'm just a little bit happier than I need to be, just so they know I'm not an angry black woman. And it's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
And I think, you know, when you do put yourself out there with like a lot of joy, you do also repel people who maybe would have treated you differently. So I think, you know, it's interesting. I think one reason I'm such a homebody and maybe an introvert is because I know how much energy it takes when I leave my home, because I have to perform. Because I know how like ignorant people are, and it takes one bad experience with a black person for someone else to be like, yeah, I'm never trusting them again. It's sad, but it's the reality. It's like I've like cried my tears, I've done my work to get through that. If I can't change the system, let me at least work on me.
Because everything is storytelling, and what are the stories we tell ourselves? Like, when did the story of black people become of that you have to fight it? Because I think black people have so much culture and are fun, are amazing and kind and character. When and who flipped the story? We need to always think of that. Who is the writer of history? And we have a responsibility, guys, as human beings, as individuals, to use our own mind. We don't have to wait for Glo to come and represent and show us. Me, everybody, we need to divorce all the stories we were ever told about any race, and know and meet and see, so we take some weight off of the people who feel like they need to represent and fix. It's not just them. We need to think for ourselves as well. Enough with giving the writer of history the power. They colonized, and then they said they're the heroes, and they made the people they colonized the villains. Hey, this is where us, the people, we take power.
Yes. She's woo. So what's one takeaway that you want to end with for anyone else who finds themselves always the only one in the room? What can you share with them to help them just be confident and take up space?
Here's what it is. Sometimes stories, it's sometimes in our head, and it's not always in reality. So try as much as you can not to buy into that story. What about you, Glo?
For me, I'm just like even...
Can I hug you as you talk?
Yeah! I'm trying to find my words. No matter what, like, your joy and your reputation precedes you. Whatever someone thinks about you based on your culture, race, religion, like, it has nothing to do with you. And if you don't want to carry the obligation or burden to always represent your community, you don't have to. Just know that, like, anything that's directed towards you has nothing to do with you. Bring your joy. Don't let someone else who's taken out of their character take you out of yours. Just still be kind, still press forward, because more people love you than hate you.
Always. Yay. And people represent what's inside of them out, not you. Just remember, everyone is fighting a silent battle. Everyone actually needs love.
Yes, so drop a comment and just let us know how you deal with this. What are some situations you've been in? We'd love to read them.
Thank you, guys.